Hey guys, so today's video is a midway through July of what I've read so far this month. And so far it's been a great month. And I'm just going to jump right into it. There's no real updates or anything. So, the first book that I listened to was Wake by Amanda Hocking. I listened to it on Audible. I'll put a picture right here if possible. 10 out of 10. I have already read the physical copy before. My sister, destroyed my copies, so I'm re-listening to them and getting back into the series. It is about this girl. I can't remember her name because it was the beginning of the month that I listened to it in. But it's about this girl. She loves to swim. There's these three, weird girls who moved into town, and they turn out to be sirens. And you never really hear books about sirens. You only hear mermaids and stuff. The series is called Water Song. Really great. Highly recommend. Go check it out. I personally like the physical copy better, but you get to. And the second audiobook that I listened to so far this month was The Hunt by L.J. Smith. I am working my way through the Secret Circle series. I had no idea there was 7 books in that series. I thought it stopped after 2. So imagine my surprise 15 years later and I find out there's 7 books. So I could have easily read the series. But if you don't know what it's about this girl, Cassie. She ends up moving in with her grandma and her mom on the other side of America. Where's my head? The other side of America. She's from California. She moves to Massachusetts. And she finds out that her family has a long heritage of being witches. Some of them were burnt at the stake, some of them were not. And she joins a coven who have all been, their families have been in the same coven passed down. It's really good, it's amazing. It definitely shows for its time. It is from the 90s? I want to say 92. So here's a kitten. Here's Celeste, my little girl. Yeah. Ten out of 10, that series. This book, though, felt a little short, so I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was, much shorter than the others, I feel. It just wasn't the greatest. It is the same person who wrote Vampire Diaries. Here's my boy. Here's my boy. Say hi. He's cranky. He had something in his eye earlier. But it's really good. I highly recommend you go check out that series too. I do like listening to that one on Audible. And then, as you know, I am working my way through the Goosebumps series. I read Say Cheese and Die. I'm working on another one right now. I've been pretty busy. I started a new job, so that's usually I fly through these in half hour. It was really good. This one's not my favorite. It was okay. 10 out of 10 though, because they're Goosebumps books. You expect them to be the way they are. The next book, technically we're not finished with this one, but we will be. I have already read it twice this year. It is Dead and Gone by Vivian Vande Velde. Really good. Short stories. 20 out of 10. One of my favorite books. It's just a bunch of scary stories put in one book. And that's one of the genres I like. It's just horror stories thrown in together. But I'm making Dakota read it to me. Or he wanted to read it to me because I was going to make him read it. This is what it looks like. It took me forever to find this book. Very frustrating, but I'm glad I have it now. And there is only 2 more books right now. I'm going to save that one for last because that one's really cool. The next book is What the Woods Keep by Katia de Becerra. I'm sorry if I definitely butchered your name or their name. It is about this girl Hayden, and her mom tragically disappeared when she was little. And she is suspected to be dead. You're fine. And when she turned 21, turned 21, I think it was 21. I don't know. She inherits the manor in Colorado. That was her mother's. And she gets there. Things aren't what they seem. She won't stop. Ow! You're so bad. And it's got the Nibelungs, and I didn't know what that was, and it is like kind of like a elf from Germany, kind of. That's what I've gotten from it. And she has to determine if her mother was just crazy or if she's actually half Nibelung. And it's really good. I picked this one up for my birthday. Unfortunately, my copy got, like, wrecked in the printer. So I had to kind of read around it. But there's a second one, and I am excited to read it. If you would like an in-depth telling of any of these stories or books, I'll make a whole video. Just let me know in the comments. This one is definitely like a 7 out of 10. The writing wasn't my favorite. It does feel very YA. Newer YA. Newer YA has a different feeling from older YA. And it feels like newer YA. But it's really good. The cover is really cool. Oh, and it matches my lips. Maybe I'll get a good thing. I don't know. And then the last book that I have read so far this month is Follow Me Back by A.V. Geiger. Or Geiger. That's what it looks like. But it is or AKA Wattpad sensation Adam and Jane. And I was not expecting what came out of this book. I am going to start off by saying, first of all, I thought it was a standalone. It absolutely is not a standalone. There is a second book. I read this in 2 days. Yeah, I think it was 2. At first, I thought it was 1, but it is about this girl named Tessa. She has agoraphobia from something that happened last summer, last summer, when she went off to go visit her college. And this other character, his name is Eric Thorne. He is a pop star sensation, and she becomes famous on Twitter for being like a super mega fan of his. And so he's like, I'm so sick of these fans because another pop star had just been brutally murdered by one of their fans. So Eric was like, I'm so sick of these dumb girls being obsessed with me, blah, blah, blah. So he creates a fake Twitter. He messages her, and he's like, oh, you suck, blah, blah, blah. If Eric knew, I bet he would be, like, embarrassed for you. And she's like, that's really rude. But I bet we're all going through something. I understand, but if you ever need me, you can talk to me. So they hit it off. They end up, like, falling in love, obviously. There's so many twists, and I can't tell you anything more than that without giving it away. It's so good. It's so good. I picked this up from the dollar store. The dollar store. It's amazing. It's so good. Highly recommend. If you can find this book, go read it. It definitely feels Wattpad-y, which is great because I've always wanted, like, Wattpad to have, like, physical books so I could have them on my shelves, and this is one. This is amazing. It's not the best written because it is a Wattpad book, but, like, it is very well written for a Wattpad book, for the type of book it is. It's so good. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Go buy this book. Or listen to it. I don't know if there's an audio, actually, so maybe not. But it's amazing. It's so freaking good. And those are the 6 books that I read / listened to so far this month. It is, I think, the 25th. It is the 25th today. And this is going out at the end of July, so I should have just waited, but I didn't want to. I was excited. If you have read any of these books or know any really good ones, drop them down in my comments. I will comment back. I will like your comment. I'm gonna read those books. I'm always on the look for good books. This is not my only bookshelf, so I read a lot. There's so many books thrown around the house, I bet you guys relate. But that's all I have for this video. I will see you guys next week. I'm going to try and get back on to doing 2 videos a week, but we'll see. My editor is my husband, and he's pretty busy. So have a great day, night, whenever you're watching this. Stay happy in whatever walk of life you're in, because that's what matters the most, and I will see you guys later. Bye!